I'm very local.
You're based out of the district?
I am. I went to the school without walls, and now I'm at
where's
George
that?
Washington University. School without walls is near Foggy Bottom.
Oh, now that it must be right adjacent to the campus, I recall.
It is. But when I went there, actually, it had moved because it was being renovated. So now it's back on GW's campus.
So are you getting quite a bit of exposure in your to responsibilities here as Miss? Is it Miss District of Columbia, or how is that? America's Miss.
America's Miss DC. Yeah.
Okay. And how does that work in reference to the traditional Miss DC? Is that sort of similar, or?
It is similar. So what happens is that I compete in nationals in July, and when I compete in nationals, it's a week-long process, and I compete along with all the other representatives from the other 50 states as well. And the District of Columbia, since it's not a state, we do operate the same way as the other states. We have the same leverage and the same sort of responsibilities, and we're all judged the exact same. However, I am an advocate for DC statehood because I hope that one day DC will become a state. Because I think that it's really important to have full voting rights.
Okay. And how do you think that would manifest itself in terms of quality of life for district residents?
You know what? I don't think that the quality of life would get any worse. I think it would get a lot better because, in fact, when you talk about, for example, the AIDS epidemic is 3%. I think that a lot of the delay with the needle exchange programs and things like that were because DC did not have the advantages of being a state and had to rely on federal funds. So ultimately, I think that the quality of life would, just astronomically improve if DC
You think it would astronomically improve?
Yeah.
Really?
That's what I believe. And actually, you know what? I took a class. I'm a student at GW, and I actually took a class on DC statehood and DC history and culture, and learned a lot of the things that DC has been through, over the past decade, over the past, century, and things like that. And when DC did have more voting rights, DC was able to manage itself a lot better, manage its funds, manage.
And when was this?
Back before Marion Barry became mayor, and during his term as mayor in many terms, we had more rights than we have now, and ultimately.
Which administration are you referring to? Washington administration,
yes,
or Mayor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Marion Barry's Washington administration.
No, wait. I mean, you said before Marion Barry's administration. Do you mean Mr. Washington, whose the building is named after? Which administration are you referring to?
Yes, the person who was mayor right before Marion Barry.
Okay.
And as we progress, DC, after the riots following that, DC has lost a lot of its rights. My job as Miss DC is to at least advocate for some of those things to be given back to us.
Such as what, specifically?
Such as the voting rights, full voting rights that all the other states receive. I believe that we should receive in the House of Congress.
Have you spoken to our representative, Miss Eleanor Holmes Norton?
Miss Eleanor Holmes Norton, I was actually just crowned a few days ago, so I haven't met her yet, but I do look forward to meeting her and also talking to Senator Strauss as well.
Okay. So what are some of your I guess, agenda right now as far as meeting the public and being out there involved in community activities, etc.? What sort of things are you doing?
Yeah, so my platform is actually called Knowledge is Power, empowering people to be their own best health advocates. I'm a student of global public health in the International Affairs School at GW, and I'm also pre-medicine. So to me, living a healthy lifestyle and also being aware of sort of the links between public health and global health is very important. So I plan on making a lot of appearances at things like this, the NBC
events like this, yeah.
And also the World Congress Health Conference that's happening very soon. So things like that, of that nature. A lot of community service. I'm an advocate for Tiger Lily Foundation, which is a breast health foundation, and I plan on doing the Avon Walk soon.
Participating in the Avon Walk.
Yes.
Breast cancer walk.
Yes, the Avon Breast Cancer Walk, and I also plan on doing a lot of other things that are cultural in DC, such as the Cherry Blossom Festival.
Okay, well that's coming up in April, and I'm sure you're going to be a part of that, as you mentioned.
Yes.
And so therefore you're going to be very busy.
I will be.
Indeed. And so people can find out more about you online. What venues are you on?
So my website is coming up. It's Sarah Hillware, S-A-R-A-H, Hillware, Hillware. and my email address, I'll be happy to give that to you as well. It's americasmissdc2012@gmail. And you can also Google me, Sarah Hillware. I'll come up and a few other businesses as well.
Good to meet you, and you are over at the Foggy Bottom area,
I am.
George Washington
I'm right
University.
there. Yep.
And do you spend time at the Kennedy Center, being that that's right in your backyard, so to speak?
You know what, I do. I actually love the performances there, and when I was younger, when I was in high school, I was in a performing arts group called City at Peace, which is unfortunately now lost its funding, due to the hard economic times. But we did perform at the Kennedy Center, and it was a spectacular time.
Okay, so I assume you probably have pictures or video of that.
Somewhere, if I can find them.
It'd be nice to have that, wouldn't it?
I wouldn't have it with me today.
Okay, Sarah. Well, thank you to all the folks that are involved in this event, and to you as one of the representatives of the District of Columbia, and also the people who follow you. And I'm sure there are people following you online, right?
Yeah. I actually do have a Twitter account, since you mentioned following, and that is America's Miss DC.
Good. America's Miss DC under Twitter.
Yes.
Okay, good. We'll check with you on that. I assume you're on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook as well.
You're on Facebook, and then you deserve a website, so let's see what we can do about that, right?
Yep, it's up and coming. It's actually in the works right now. So.
Good. All right. By next week we'll have it, right?
Yes, by next week.
Okay, good.
Right.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Thank you.
See you soon.